Yo, 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 what up, guys? It's Armon, and we're back with another video, okay? So listen, if you're a returning subscriber, then you know how this thing goes. Some shit might shut off, some shit might shut down, but we're going to get through the show. You get what I'm saying? This is live and uncut. We just give it to you real here, all right? And if you are a returning subscriber, well, no, if you're new, I think that's what it is. If you're new, welcome, and hello, motherfucker. Okay, let me stop that. All right, no, seriously. It's time to get into some things because this is one of my favorite topics to talk about. If you guys know me, and if you don't know, you'll find out very soon. I love to talk about Wendy Williams, okay? I love her. I really love Wendy. She's a radio icon, a TV legend at this point. And, you know, she's a hot topic as well. So there's a lot going on with her. So the latest news with her is... let me turn it down. So the latest news with her is, quite frankly, I'm just going to give it to you because there's a lot of blogs talking about it. So I'm going to give it to you in my words, okay? Her and her husband are looking into separation because Wendy's health and life is at stake, okay? Wendy Williams is looking into separating from Kelvin Hunter so that she can stay alive. I mean, it gets no simpler than that. And I know that's what we're all thinking, like, damn, like, is Wendy going to make it? And the answer is, if she stays with this man, absolutely not. Now, according to Page 6 and other different publications, because I know you guys like those, like, where are the receipts? Where are the sources? Well, I just cited one for you. So, her and Kevin are looking into separating. It's not going to be an easy separation because it's not like you or I or someone that we can just, you know, break up or just divorce and then it's over with. No, they've been together for about 23 years. And he's her manager and he's a producer on her show. So the Wendy Williams show, the Wendy Williams brand, is not only is Kevin Hunter's brand and show too. So that also explains why she wasn't ever able to speak about it or speak out about it. And I know that I was guilty because I'm like, yo, Wendy, you need to say something. You need to say something, bitch. Why you not saying anything? Well, she can't say anything because the nigga owns half the shit with her. So how is she going to say something when they're business partners? There's probably so much paperwork involved if she says something that she can be sued for her own shit. And now that would piss me off. You going to sue me and this is my shit? But you know, once you start getting into these big corporate deals and these big contracts, your brand doesn't become just yours anymore. It becomes, everybody's. So you just become a worker for yourself, essentially. So at this point, they're trying to find out how they can separate and dissolve things as less messy as possible. Because let's be clear, this is going to be a messy breakup. Once the media gets a whiff of the actual filing of the divorce and what's what, it's going to go crazy. Because I'm going to tell you this. The media is going to go crazy, and then that SHARINA is going to start coming out. Then we're going to start seeing pictures of the baby. But she is doing her due diligence to get this out because she wants Kevin to herself, and she does not want to be in hiding anymore. You got to think about it. This girl's in her 30s. She doesn't have any social media. She can't really go out. She can't do anything because everybody's watching her every step because they're trying to figure out who the hell this bitch is. So she's probably living a miserable life. The baby is here. Every time she takes the baby to school, it's going to be a new, the Daily Mail is going to be taking a picture of her. You know what I mean? So I feel as though that she's kind of at the point where she's giving Kevin an ultimatum. Like, listen, I'm coming out with this. And Wendy's at the point where it's like, all right, we got to figure some shit out because I'm going crazy. I mean, she literally was hospitalized in the middle of the week last week once the news came out. She's been sitting on her show every day acting like nothing is happening and the whole world is discussing her and her husband. You cannot ignore it. But she's got her poker face on. Eventually, she's going to break. She's already been broken, hence the reason why she's at the sober house. I think, to be honest with you, the sober house is the only thing keeping Wendy alive right now. I think that is the only thing keeping Wendy alive is that sober house. I think if she didn't have that sober house, Wendy would have overdosed on pills. 100%. 100%. She would be dead. 100%. Because this is too much to keep ignoring and you have nobody to talk to. She has literally nobody to talk to. She didn't even talk to her own family. She doesn't have any friends. You got to think about it. Wendy Williams is one of the most famous people on the planet. Also one of the most hated. And then also one of the most isolated. And then she doesn't even have children. She has a son, but her son really doesn't really fuck with her because she really wasn't there for him as he was growing up because her main focus was her career. So, and then the drugs. So she doesn't really have a relationship with her child. He's 18, off to college, and he's doing his own thing. You know how that is. When you get older, you start to develop your own life, your own friends, and you want to be as far away from the bullshit as possible, especially when it's like your dad's cheating with another woman, he's got a baby on the way, your mom's on TV, you can't even go on Google or go on YouTube or go on anything without somebody talking about your damn mama. It's pretty trash. So I'm sure he's dealing with a lot. It's a lot going on over there with that family. But I think they're going to get through it. I'm really, really happy for Wendy. She is coming out with a new book. I believe that all the answers that we're looking for is going to be in a book. I don't feel like Wendy is going to tell us, because I was listening to an interview of hers actually over the weekend with Judge Mathis. And if you haven't seen that, that was hilarious. Now, if you go back to listen to that interview with Judge Mathis, she was talking about Judge Mathis and, him allegedly doing cocaine and, sleeping with this lady and all this stuff. And Judge Mathis completely went off on her. And they was talking about Judge Mathis's book. And Judge Mathis was basically asking Wendy, well, what about your drug addiction? What about this? What about that? Like, why don't you mention that? Did you put that in your book? And she said, yes, actually, I'm not going to just tell everybody everything about me. If you want to find out, you would have to purchase my book. So Wendy, at the same time, is a businesswoman. So she's not going to get on TV and tell us because once she tells us that, the secret's out. We don't want to know anything else, anything else. The only thing else that could topple the husband thing, even get remotely close, is the show being canceled. You know what I mean? Like, that's the next biggest thing for her that we would care about. But outside of the show getting canceled and her dying someplace, we want to know what's going on about with your husband. So she would be dumb to say that on her show. Why not put it in the book? I mean, if you think about it, Wendy is definitely due for a book. She's fainted on stage. Her husband has allegedly had a baby. She's back living in a sober house. She hasn't written a book since she's been on TV. I think her Wendy's Got the Heat book came out in 2001. Now, mind you, I'm not even going to hold you. I went to Barnes and Noble over the weekend to see if I can get the book. I couldn't get the book, but I did order the book. So I'm waiting on the book to actually get here now. The reason why I ordered the book, though, is because I want to get a lot of the backstory of what's going on today. I feel like there's a lot of information and a lot of context clues in that book, especially since I thought it was very interesting that her husband, that she did mention cheating in the book. She mentioned that her husband cheated on her. There was some infidelity in their relationship and yada, yada, yada. But the interesting part about that was Kevin is the one who wrote the chapter. He wrote the chapter, which means he still controlled the narrative. So I'm assuming that this new book, she will have 100% control over the book. She will write it in her language. So there won't be a third party writing the chapter. Like, why was Kelvin writing a chapter about how he cheated on you? You should have written that. But listen, we'll wait for it now. So I think that's going to be interesting to get her perspective on why he cheated and why she stayed. Outside of the fact that obvious reasons, it's a business. He's her manager. They've built a show together. They've been together 23 years. So all of their stuff is entangled. It's a lot of money entangled. But at some point, you have to, the money is not important when your life is on the line. I don't care what anybody says. Your money is not important when your life is on the line, because you can't take money with you when you die. You can't do it. So it doesn't matter how much money you have. If I were Wendy, I would say, listen, let's get our lawyers together. What do you want? What's going to make this as seamless as possible? Because she'll bounce back. What do you want? Because he's already been taking it and spending it on a woman. So let's just do it out in the open. Let's get everything together. What do you want? You want half? You got it. Let's go. Let's just wrap this shit up. And honestly, you know what else I say? Wendy, if you have to let the show go, let the show go too. Listen, we'll listen to you on a podcast. We'll listen to you back on the radio. Honestly, I think a radio Wendy or a podcast Wendy will be far more entertaining than a television show Wendy, because you can cover the topics that you want to cover. You can be as loose-lipped, slick-mouthed as you would like. And we can really get into some things like the olden days. Listen, podcasts and YouTube is the biggest thing now. You have celebrities now coming from TV down to YouTube to be YouTubers because they see how it's rocking over here. So, Wendy, I don't drag this out in fear of losing the show. You're a woman of a particular age. You don't really have much time left on the show anyway. The looseness, I mean, you've got a little bit diluted anyway. And honestly, we're more interested in your personal life than we are the show. We're kind of only watching to see how you're handling your personal life. I personally, I watch to see how she delivers the content, but I know a majority of the people now are watching to see how she is going to perform, giving the fact all this is going on behind the scenes, yet she's not acknowledging it. You know, that's why I think a lot of people are watching the show. They're not just watching the show because she's just delivering this excellent content. Let's just be real here. So I think that if the show needs to go, the show needs to go if it means save your life. So that's what I think. Now, also, what I think is very, very interesting, some pictures resurfaced, and I have them here for you guys, of SHARINA, Charlamagne, Wendy, and Kelvin all together at Wendy's block party back in 2007. Now, I know a lot of you guys are like, well, Mom, why didn't you cover what Charlamagne said about Wendy, this, that, and the third, and Charlamagne is speaking out? That's because I don't give a fuck about what Charlamagne is saying. Because if why is Charlamagne deciding to insert himself now? Charlamagne has known this stuff for years. We have known Charlamagne to not fuck with Wendy Williams for years, or Wendy to not, associate with Charlamagne for years. He even mentioned her briefly in his book. So my thing is this. You could have spoken out far more then. Now it just sounds like you just want to be inserted and you want to trend with the topic. I really don't think Charlamagne is really that much of a factor. Okay, he doesn't mess with Kelvin, but he's really not telling us why. We don't have any real information. The only thing he's saying is that Kelvin thinks that Charlamagne was trying to hook SHARINA up with another guy, and that's why. And he also says that he introduced SHARINA to Kelvin, which I do believe, but that's all I really needed to hear from Charlamagne. I don't need to hear anything else about Kelvin being a bad guy and you praying for Wendy, this, that, and the third, because you never said any of that prior. You knew this was going on with Wendy. DJ Envy, Angela Yee, all you guys knew prior to even the rest of us knew that she was in rehab because DJ Envy almost said it on air. So a lot of you guys knew this shit already. So you guys should have talked about it then. So honestly, that's why I'm kind of like, really don't care what Charlemagne has to say or ignore his opinion, because honestly, it's not really helping much. But I will talk about him in this instance because he is in the photos. So it looks like they were all together. So let's get into some things. Now look at this. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Look at that. So this is Wendy, that's her husband. There goes Charlemagne, and then there's Sharina. This was in December 2007, Wendy Williams blackout party too. And she was there. Now, I'm assuming this is when he first met her, and this is when the affair started. Because back in 2001, the book, Wendy released her book. So I'm assuming it stopped for a while, and then it picked up back at this event. So this is probably where he met Sharina. And he's been cheating with her ever since. And now she's had a baby. Now it's still not confirmed who's the father of the child, but she did have a baby. Okay. So at this point, it's really just time for Wendy to move on. Get your life back together, girl. Kelvin, do what you need to do to make you happy. Best of luck to both of you. I think Sharina, she's at the point where she's like, shit, I want to be free. I want to be free. I'm tired of not being able to get on social media. I'm tired of not being able to walk around the damn corner, do nothing. I want some shit. She started about 50,000 businesses, and none of them were successful. Now, I will be honest with you. If they do divorce and then Kelvin gets with her, this woman will definitely have a career somewhere. She's never going to be able to avoid the paparazzi, but at least she'll be comfortable. And we need to find out who the father is. Because what if it's not Kelvin? Then you lost your wife and your side bitch. Isn't that a doozy? But let me know what you guys think in the comments, okay? Do you think that Wendy Williams should leave him? Do you think she should stay? Anybody that thinks she could stay, I'm going to be debating in my head if I should block you or not. No, but honestly, all opinions matter here. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you guys subscribe, like, share, and most importantly, again, subscribe. And another important thing, if you have any information, any news, any tips, any hot tea that you would like me to discuss, or you have some leads on, or you maybe want to come onto the show and discuss it, call in, or you want to do a live video interview and discuss what's going on, please, we're always accepting commentators and callers. So you can email me at the Armon Wiggins Show at gmail.com. But listen, we're not going to have no bullshitters. You got to have your receipts together, okay? So listen, with all that being said, I want you guys to have a fantastic day. Thank you guys all for watching. And until next time, keep that same energy. And I will see you soon.